For those of you not familiar with the mastermind principle, receive the information from the book Think and Grow Rich. This book helped initiate me on the path that I'm now on. I first started reading it and I couldn't stop, couldn't put it down. Then I read it a second time through. And it was during the first time that I was reading the book. I was actually at an airport on the way to visit Pops. And I was off in a corner, doing my own thing. And a lady, businesswoman, highly charismatic, tell just by looking at her, approaches me. And we have a short interaction where she tells me how the book has impacted her life. And she didn't even wait for what I had to say. She kept walking and doing her own thing. And I realized that as synchronicity. You know, these people that show up in our lives, we're attracted to them, they're attracted to us. It goes both ways. Everything happens for a reason. It wasn't a coincidence that she approached me that day. So I kept on reading, and the information deeply resonated. It rang true. And I started applying the information. And I was attracted to the book Outwitting the Devil by the same author, Napoleon Hill. And boy, did that book really resonate and have an impact. And I highly recommend it, as the truth in there is I'm ever so grateful for. It's something that I've always known, but it was revealed to me in the form of this book coming into my life. And I don't know if you can tell by looking into my eyes, but I just got done crying. And I've been reflecting on what it means to be a man. There's so many stigmas and socially conditioned ideas and misinformation out there that has a potentiality to drown out our inner voice, the noise of the world. We can allow ourselves to be programmed and dominated by these misperceptions. So what it means to be a man, I was just writing about that because the mastermind with my friend Gage, brother, I have brothers, I don't have friends. My brother Gage, also by the name of Bathan Baylor, fellow author, and Maximilian. These people showed up into my life. And I didn't realize the significance at the time. But you can't connect the dots going forward. You can only connect them going back. Everything starts to make sense in how it unfolds. So it's funny because Gage messaged Max and I in our group chat, basically asking us our thoughts on what it means to be a man. And I wasn't surprised because I'd actually been pondering the same thing. And then Max, I relayed it to Gage and said it's weird because I've been, the same thing has been on my mind. Then Max said, me too. So we're connected. And that's the principle of the mastermind. More than one mind working cohesively. We're all on a similar wavelength, working towards definitely directed ends. And it's funny how I met Gage. Something told me to apply to this local restaurant called the Pharmacy, Farmacy. I didn't know why, but I know not to ignore or disregard a hunch or a gut feeling. So I applied, and I went in for the interview, and he hired me on the spot. And I worked there for a few months. It didn't end up working out. But I met Gage there. And I knew right off the bat he was an interesting character. He is an interesting character. And he was very closed off at first. But the higher vibration of love always wins. And my natural, kind, lighthearted tendencies and just ability to freely express myself independent of others' thick skin enabled him to open up. And I discovered he's an author. Not only a one-time author, but he's written 4 books and is currently working on his 5th book. And when I found that out, I realized that is, wow, this is revelation, this is synchronicity, because I've known in my heart for a while that I'm a writer. And I've had a heart desire to write a book for a long time. I just didn't know how to do it, where to start. I'm really good at just sitting down, free-flowing writing. I can do that all day, but organizing it so that into a cohesive format for the reader to comprehend and understand is the most difficult part for me, at least. And long story short, we ended up exchanging information, and I first got his email address, and then we were emailing each other for a while, and finally I asked him for his phone number, and he obliged. And he introduced me to his friend Maximilian, who has a beautiful mind, a great mind. And now we're in a group chat together. And today I was writing about what it means to be a man. And I just started crying after I'd written what I had to say down, because I know the truth in back of it. And to have discovered that deep meaning within myself allows me to go forward with enthusiasm, a sense of definite purpose. The hardest thing can be giving it your all each and every day, consistently, day in and day out, and still be in the same place that, as far as outer world results, that you have been. But you keep pushing, you keep grinding every day. So eventually it's going to pay off. there's different planes of time. I'm a very grounded person, and I understand the significance of mindfulness and being present in the moment. But in the future, there's also going to be the present moment. So I'm aware of multiple planes of time. And what I was writing, that you can probably tell by looking into my eyes, it's kind of faded now. But I just started crying, and I couldn't stop. And I just put my hand on my heart and thanked the Lord. The Lord in the Bible is a label for the subconscious mind. Thank the subconscious mind for its revelation, its realization. And then when I stopped crying, it's like I feel like I got to tell somebody about this. So now I'm sharing it with you. And what I wrote, in a nutshell, was that a man is not ashamed to cry in front of others. A man becomes the change that he wants to see in the world. I realize that fear is illusion. Fear is a broad category encompassing a lot of different concepts, feelings, and experiences within man. And even if I've completely transcended these illusions, they still exist within the collective mind of man. Therefore, they are real. They might be illusory as far as my experience is concerned, but they exist in the world. So how do we combat that? We become the change by transcending these limiting factors labeled as fear. It's a fear of death, fear of criticism, fear of poverty, fear of ill health. Fear of loss of love. Not missing one. There's six of them. Look it up. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And we become the change by not letting these factors limit us. And we lead by example. We can feel the pressure, the weight of the world on our shoulders. But through mental alchemy, we learn to flip the script and channel that energy, redirect it, utilize this chaotic, lower vibrational energy as fuel, as we see it exist within others. And the only way we can effectively do anything to alleviate that or change that for them is through leading by example. That's what it means to be a man. To lead by example through inspired action, authentic empowerment, felt through the heart, brain-heart coherence. And when your thoughts and actions and emotions are in alignment and inspired by a deep sense of purpose, and they're heartfelt, then we're effectively able to transcend these limiting factors labeled as fear that many a man suffers from. thank you for listening up to this point. I feel that I said what I needed to say. I hope you're enjoying the content up to this point. The intent of sharing it with you is pure. I'm indifferent to how it's received, because it's really up to the individual, the person on the other end of this, to how they want to receive it, and if they recognize the truth in back of it, if it's resonates at the point that they're on along their journey. And if it does, then I'd appreciate if you drop a like and subscribe, as positive feedback serves as motivation to keep on putting the content out there. Although there's a distinction to be made between motivation and drive. I say motivation because that's external source of fuel that can motivate you. It'd be listening to music at the gym, that can motivate you. That's temporary. What happens when the music comes off? I heard David Goggins say one time, what happens if somebody decks you in the face, sucker punches you? You don't have your headphones in, you don't have the music on. What are you going to do then? That's where drive comes into play. And drive is independent of any external source or influence. Drive comes from within. So, I appreciate all of you. I love you, beautiful family. Keep on keeping on. I'll see you in the next one.